The atmosphere inside the NovaCare complex feels different today, almost like a heavy weight has shifted from one set of shoulders to another. As someone who spends every day walking these halls, I can tell you the draft wasn't just about picking names. It was about sending a loud, clear message to the guys already in that locker room. For some, it is a glorious green light to dominate. For others, the clock is ticking faster than ever. If you love this team, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Grant Calcaterra finds himself standing at a very difficult crossroads after the recent roster moves made by the front office. While the draft brought hope to the city, it cast a long shadow over the future of the young tight end who was once viewed as a primary backup. The selection of Eli Stowers in the second round is the major catalyst here, signaling that the team wants more explosive production from that specific position group. This decision does not happen in a vacuum, as every pick was designed to provide Jalen Hurts with every possible tool to master this offense. The organization is showing ultimate confidence in their starting quarterback by surrounding him with dynamic threats like Mekhi Lemon, who is expected to be a savant in the slot. With A.J. Brown eventually moving on, the focus shifts to a core of Lemon, Devonta Smith, and Dontavian Wicks. This collection of talent ensures that Hurts has multiple avenues to attack the middle of the field, which is exactly where the new tight end, Stowers, comes into play. Currently, Dallas Goedert remains the undisputed leader of that unit, but the battle for the remaining spots is becoming fierce. Johnny Munt is still in the mix, providing a veteran presence that coaches often lean on for stability. However, the addition of a high draft pick at tight end creates a logjam that leaves very little breathing room. The team might try to carry 4 players at this position, but the math is getting complicated. This situation is particularly tough because the draft board also favored other positions, like the offensive line where Tyler Steen emerged as a clear winner. While Steen saw no early competition for his guard spot, the tight end room became crowded and competitive overnight. Even the defensive side of the ball saw shifts, with Marcus Epps gaining confidence at safety and Arnold Ebiketie facing his own rotation challenges. But for the offense, the priority was clear: maximize the passing game. By bringing in more pass-catching threats, the front office has essentially told the current backups that their primary skill sets might no longer be enough to keep a roster spot in Philadelphia. Every decision made during this week proves that nobody is truly safe on this roster. The reality of the NFL is that depth charts are written in pencil, and they can be erased with a single phone call on draft night. This young player now faces the daunting task of proving he can offer something unique that the new rookie cannot provide. Most evaluators look at the situation and see a mismatch in utility. While the veteran backup has tried to carve out a niche, his lack of elite blocking ability makes him a one-dimensional asset in an offense that is constantly evolving. The team is clearly moving toward a more versatile identity where every player on the field must be a threat to score or a brick wall in protection. If he cannot transform his game to become a more reliable blocker, the coaching staff will have a very hard time justifying his presence on the active roster. We have to consider the ripple effect this has on the locker room chemistry. When a high-profile rookie joins the group, the energy shifts toward the future. The veterans see the writing on the wall and realize that seniority means very little compared to potential. This creates a high-stakes environment where every practice rep feels like a playoff game. Imagine the pressure of knowing that your job is being watched by scouts and executives who just invested a premium pick in your replacement. It changes how you walk, how you talk, and how you prepare. The front office is betting that this internal competition will bring out the best in everyone, but it can also lead to frustration for those who feel they have earned their spot through years of hard work. In this league, loyalty often takes a back seat to the relentless pursuit of an upgrade. The plan is to create an environment where the quarterback never has to wonder if his targets will be open. By adding more speed and better route running to the tight end room, the offense becomes much harder for opposing defenses to predict. This shift in philosophy is a direct response to past failures in the red zone and on third down. Every single decision made in the front office is calculated to prevent a repeat of last year's collapse. The goal is perfection, and anything less than that will result in a pink slip before the season even begins. At the end of the day, these moves are designed to make sure the team wins more games when the lights are the brightest. We all know that football is a results-oriented business, and if a player is not helping you move the chains, he is taking up space. For the fan base, this could mean seeing more points on the scoreboard and fewer punts during critical drives. The direct consequence of having a better backup tight end is that the offense does not have to change its identity if the starter gets tired or needs a break. It keeps the pressure on the defense for all 60 minutes. If the new guy can play as advertised, it gives the play caller much more freedom to be aggressive. This could help the team avoid those long scoring droughts that have plagued them in recent seasons. However, the risk of failure is also very real for the guys being pushed out. Losing a roster spot in Philadelphia often means your career in the league could be in jeopardy. There is no safety net for a player who is on a one-year deal and lacks a clear role on special teams. For the fans, this might feel cold, but it is the only way to build a roster that is capable of winning a championship. We want to see our quarterback protected and given every chance to succeed. If that means making a tough decision on a player who has been a good teammate, then that is the price of progress. The season impact is massive because it sets the tone for the entire summer. Every training camp battle will be viewed through the lens of this draft. If the new weapons can gel quickly, the offense will be a juggernaut. If they struggle to learn the system, the team might find itself in a vulnerable position early in the year. The stakes are simply too high to ignore the reality of these roster changes and what they mean for the win column. Winning a Super Bowl requires a deep roster of talented individuals who can perform under pressure. We are no longer in a rebuilding phase. We are in a championship window, and every single roster spot must be occupied by someone who can contribute to that ultimate goal. Let's explore the two paths that this story could take as we head into the heat of the summer. The best-case scenario is a beautiful one for every Eagles fan who bleeds green. In this version of reality, the new rookie tight end becomes a superstar almost immediately. He learns the playbook in record time and forms an instant connection with the quarterback. This would allow the offense to run more two tight end sets, creating massive headaches for defensive coordinators across the league. The veteran backup would then become a valuable insurance policy or a piece that could be traded for a late-round pick. This would be a win for the front office and a win for the fans. But there is a much darker path that we must consider as well. If the rookie struggles with the physical nature of the professional game, the team could be left with a gaping hole in their depth. If the veteran player loses his confidence because he feels the team has already moved on, the entire unit could suffer. A lack of reliable options behind the starters is a recipe for disaster if injuries start to pile up in November. We have seen seasons derailed by a lack of quality depth before, and we do not want to see history repeat itself. The tension in the building will be palpable during every preseason game. Every catch, every block, and every mistake will be magnified by the fans and the media. If the transition is smooth, we will all be celebrating a brilliant draft strategy. If it is clunky, the pressure on the coaching staff will become unbearable. The difference between a Super Bowl run and a disappointing exit often comes down to these small roster decisions made in April. The margin for error is razor thin in this division. Every choice matters. Every player is under the microscope. We are watching a high-stakes game of chess, and the pieces are finally starting to move. The outcome will define the next 3 years of this franchise's history. We must be prepared for any eventuality as the season approaches. The drama of the NFL never stops for anyone involved. When you look at the full picture, it is clear that the front office has made a definitive choice about the future of this offense. They are prioritizing explosive playmaking and versatility over loyalty to the existing depth chart. This puts a tremendous amount of pressure on players who were once considered safe, while giving the quarterback the best possible environment to flourish. It is a bold strategy that could lead to a parade down Broad Street or a summer of difficult questions. But now I want to hear from you because your voice is what matters most in this community. Be honest with me, do you think it is fair to replace a veteran backup with a rookie after just 1 or 2 seasons? Or do you believe that the quest for a championship requires this kind of ruthless decision-making? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below because I read every single one of them. While you are there, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you never miss an update on our Philadelphia Eagles. We are in this together, through the wins and the heartbreaks.